Today, my friends, we're going to give you everything you need to know about Laura, one of the legendary crewmates in Infinite Galaxy. Is she worth it? Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, a sponsored content creator for Infinite Galaxy, and Laura is one of the first legendaries in Infinite Galaxy that you might get your hands on because there's a pay-to-win way to get her. If you like Infinite Galaxy guides that help you get value and smash your enemies, then hey, consider smashing that subscribe button for Infinite Galaxy videos. Let's talk about this legendary crew member, and the first thing we need to talk about is her skills, because you can't actually preview what the skills on these crew members are, so let me give you a look. The first one you'll get is Flagship Output. This is related to the attack of your flagship. That, by the way, is one of these ships right over here. These are your flagships, not to be confused with your warships, which will not benefit from Laura's first skill. Now, when we get a look at her second skill, we see that this is improving research speed, which is incredibly good in Infinite Galaxy and in this style of game in general. However, this does come with a constraint. She has to be the deputy. This means she has to be in this one spot. Now, there may be other crew members that require their presence in this spot. In fact, I have one of them right over here in order to get her shipbuilding speed bonus. What that means is that you might end up switching around which of these crew members is in that deputy spot, depending on what buff that you need. So she provides flagship output all the time with the following percentages, and they are spicy. And she does offer a research speed boost, which is really solid. One way to think about this research speed boost is that it's kind of like getting a bunch of speed ups, except they aren't something that you can use all at once. You get the value for this over a long period of time. This is the kind of game where you want to play for a long time to have an account where you're building a collection, assuming it's a game you enjoy, and I personally am really enjoying this game. But there's more that we need to talk about with Laura as a crew member. She is a staff officer, which means she gives a number of benefits in particular. First and foremost, when we look at the points in the upper right, those points you use to get extra bonuses, and Laura gives a huge amount of command points, just like all staff officers do. She gives a little bit of combat, a little bit of just logistics, and a tiny amount of tech. What does this mean? Every time you level up a legendary, you are going to get 4 more points that you can apply. Now, those points are accumulated right over here in this list. And when you tap that list on the right-hand side of the screen, boom, it gives you a lot of options for things you can do. I'm personally all in on the building speed and the research speed from command, and that's what Laura is just particularly good for. In the early game, this makes a lot of sense to me. Now, you may be wondering, well, Chisgule, where do you get Laura? And the answer is that she will be available in a number of ways. One of them is from recruiting crew. But for those of you that have been doing this for, not even that long, but some people, get really lucky. There's someone in our alliance that got 4 legendaries in their first week of playing, and that feels insane to me. Meanwhile, I've only pulled 1 from there, and I've bought my way into the rest of them. And speaking of buying your way into legendary crew, Laura is a crew member that is going to show up, first of all, in an event. It is a spenders event where when you purchase bundles, when you've acquired enough corium from those bundles, you get Laura crew cards. In addition, Laura sometimes shows up in the daily specials. It's not cheap, but you can buy your way into more Laura sculptures along with a whole bunch of crew member experience, which is a big deal because the higher level your crew is, the more of those points you're going to be getting. I think that Laura is most likely worth it as a long-term investment, unlike a speed up, which gives you immediate great value. A research boost on a crewmate like Laura is something that is going to give you a lot of value over a longer period of time. Higher value, longer horizon to actually realize that value. Now, there is one other way on the topic of leveling up your crew members that you get a little bit more value out of Laura. One of them, and I'm working on this now, I've got her to level 13, lucky 13, but when she hits level 15, she gives 8 more crew points. That is like 2 levels of crew points for free. Free, right? You got to get to level 15. But it's like she is a virtual level 17, if that makes sense, because she gives you 8 free points, 4 in command and 4 in combat. In addition, you can get 8 more points if you have the other 2 legendaries right over here, Greg and also Bolt. I don't own either of them because obviously I'm not that lucky. However, if you were so lucky, you could use them in that formation and get even more value. For me personally, I don't actually think all that highly of flagship output. I personally would prefer to have boosts to my warship damage, but I'm still in the early game, so my ability to assess the long-term value of flagship output is certainly limited. What I know is that this research speed is really exceptional, and I've been enjoying my use of Laura so far. I'll be eager for your thoughts down below in the comments on this legendary, or if there's some other ones we should get a look at. I'd be happy to look them up and showcase their abilities if I can get my hands on some screenshots. And until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing your nebula, and do me a favor, smash the like button and smash subscribe.